Welcome in a kid toy or 2023. My current hold and anything podcast anything but today hold podcast hi podcast hi birthday today happy birthday anything anything my kid toy award mm, anything okay anything mm. Yeah, anything I have one kid toy one yeah anything. Okay, in here uh, in here okay in here I have item library kid toy one two three anything down okay mm, library anything okay. Mm. Okay, in here, uh, Wolf Gangan, Boy, Lincoln Loud, and Irene and K Toy Award, and anything, and Pride, and Irene and K Toy Award too, and Dun and Irene and Action by how anything. Okay, Bright, and K Toy Award, right back.
Hi.
Miranda. Hello. Please come in.
Good luck. And what is up?
Final phase of my preparation. To
Be go. Yeah, just
please come. Great ever.
I guess I should be going.
2 years ago, Nickelodeon war and Limber Snake.
Justin Timberlake was great last year.
He was so great. A year to training for tonight's show.
I couldn't let Limber Snake steal my thunder. I needed to regain my title as the best show host of all times. But strength wasn't enough. I knew I had to do whatever it would take to get at least 3,000%. So I sharpened and smart. But in my study,
Well, thanks for sharing that with me. I'll be going now. Good luck with the show and try to be the slime.
no, I won't.
Huh?
I don't have to try to be the slime anymore. I am the slime! Yes! You were made.
let's head over to our main subject tonight, which is going to be Ask the Hosts. You know, on the special episode of the Loud Castle Talks, we give the mic to you guys. As we give you the chance to ask your burning questions about our opinions when it comes to the Loud House, the Casa Grandes, pretty much any kind of animation. I mean, Amphibia we did a review of. We'll probably do an Owl House review in the season finale. Who knows? So we have seen your questions on Twitter, Instagram, and FYI, if you have more questions, you can put it up on chat. Try to end in our 2-hour limit if we can. And so we decided to answer these based on you know, your questions. So without further ado, let's actually get to your questions, and we're going to start off with the had a link for the ask anybody who still sorry for having episode idea.
I'll be visiting Lincoln in Royal Woods. Yes, we've been you know, the thing is that we've seen Lincoln visit Ronnie Ann in Great Lakes City. I'm just like, why doesn't Ronnie Ann just return the favor? Because of course we have seen Lincoln visit Ronnie Ann in Great Lakes City, like I said. Now each episode of Lincoln visiting Ronnie Ann in Great Lakes City was very solid because of how Lincoln was incorporating the stories of the episodes. However, for some reason, Ronnie Ann hasn't visited Lincoln, and that's a problem because, well, for one thing, it's Ronnie Ann's old home. And not only is it her old home, it's where she met, picked on, teased, and later befriended Lincoln. And as a result, her friendship with Lincoln started to make her a better person, a friendlier person, a happier person even. Also, there's Gus's Games and Grubs, Flippies, which Ann also loves. So I really don't as his house is where Ronnie Ann's character or squad, being Ronnie Ann's squad, is a major plus.
I would say that too. I would definitely love to see like the squad that's actually have that.
How many times do we have to teach you this message, Chandler?
Young people.
I hate the lame people.
You know what? We still haven't seen that episode. I know it aired in France. The thing is, we haven't seen that episode of Chandler yet, but we'll see. You know what though? For a Casa Grandes episode, I wish they had like a dance, like, you know, like what they're doing right now in the Nick of Time. They'll have like some sort of like formal dance. And I would love it if Lincoln actually does come over and actually dances with Ronnie Ann. Ooh, Ronnie Kid fans will be all over the place for y'all.
Oh, yes. See, that would be a Ronnie Ann visiting Lincoln in Royal Woods episode. I would so be down for.
If Lincoln doesn't have like an person to ask for the dance, and then it'll be and it's Ronnie Ann who just randomly comes up. Why not the opposite for the Casa Grandes? Who knows? I mean, Lincoln has gone to Royal Woods has gone through Great Lake City for so long. You know, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, yeah, thank you for asking that question. So let's head over to our second question here. What characters would you like that?
Oh yeah, I haven't answered it yet.
Yeah. To just go straight forward, I really want to see Jordan episode. Look,
if you couldn't tell already, I think her own and an animal shelter that she works in.
you know what? That was actually a podcast episode. I mean, technically,
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's a Lana episode because it's Lana that they were focusing on instead of Sam.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know, they actually made that podcast episode work, even though it was centered around Lana, but then it featured Sam with her love for animals and her passion for working with animals in the animal shelter. I'm just like, why not make it a full-on, legit Sam Sharp episode? I think it actually work.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what you will work for a Sam episode. I would imagine her like maybe working in that pet shelter. I think that's also one episode that we can work with. Probably another Luna and Sam episode, but that, you know, we can't really focus more on Luna and Sam a lot. But you know, most of that is on there. I would imagine like maybe Sam performing lessons, you know, guitar lessons and stuff to somebody. That's pretty cool.
That'd be
I'm looking at the Casa Grande. I'm looking at the Casa Grande side. I'm wondering who else could be put in for, you know, having their own episode, because we have secondary characters have their own episode now.
Okay. Now, I would definitely say a CJ episode, and like with CJ on his own, like playing pretend pirate throughout the full episode. I actually want to see that. Now, granted, we actually did sort of see that in that episode, the pirate show episode with Ronnie Ann. But then again, like it was him sharing the spotlight with Ronnie Ann.
But they also the episode Shortcut. I mean, that was the episode where like he needed help from Krista.
I was just about to say Shortcut, but then again, like I said before, rather than a spotlight, he shares it with Carlo. I'm just like, you know, we've seen Carl get his own spotlight many times. Let's take a break from that little schemer and just go straight to CJ.
There's too many
CJ centered episode.
There's too many Carl episodes. How about a Stanley Chang episode? We never seen him like get into Blart as much as Carl. How about a a real episode of Stanley and Carl in an episode, rain or something, and then something happens.
I half agree. Stanley, yes. Carl, no.
But then Carl will probably be tagged along. Who knows?
How about enough Carl episodes?
How about Ronnie adds a Samir episode or a Casey episode or a Nikki episode? I mean, Nikki episode would be interesting. Yeah, I want to see Nikki. I want to see Nikki actually like. Here's the scenario. Like she'll go to a formal dance, and then Nikki will have to be dressed up in a dress. Maybe Nikki doesn't like that because dresses. Who knows? She's a boy. Oh, she like I can't see myself in a dress. No, you look beautiful. And then the whole episode plays along, and then Nikki will be like a girl for for most of the episode.
Yeah, honestly, like it's gonna be the exact same attitude that Lana had when wearing Lola's dress in Toad's tiara.
I think somebody did point this out here, but why not a Maria?
Yes, I want a Maria episode. Like she doesn't get enough spotlight. She
has not, and I really hope she does get more. Episodes.
and I especially want to see Maria's more rebellious side, honestly, because it's going to be her unleashing her rebellious side, like pretty much, blowing off her steam, all that because of war, that stuff. I want to see more of that.
All of it, yeah. I mean, hopefully we get to see more of Maria, just because like her Maria one is she's just mostly, you know, work.
How I got this show, it's a pretty funny story. So me and my friend were planning to go to San Francisco Comedy. Show. It pretty much
what I saw was intense debate. And I was like, huh, intriguing, really awesome. So after that, I decided to, watch more Loud House, and that really got me. Like, I really did love I really loved the show. And apparently the show was already done with this first season. So I'm like, oh, I have so many episodes to catch up on. So I started from like episode 1 all the way to episode 26, and I was like, this is good. I actually do like this episode. I do like the show. And then after that, I started like going into like Facebook groups and, Facebook pages and things like that about the Loud House. To be honest, though, Facebook is not a good source for, making groups and pages, to be honest. They have their fans and they're weird. When I first went to like our Facebook group, like, I don't know, official Loud House fan club or something like that, I noticed how disorganized it was. And I decided to just make my own fan club of the Loud House. Back then, we had a Facebook group called Fan Club of the Loud House, which is still existing today. And then I just realized, we could get more people to actually see our channel. That's the reason why we made the fan page of the Loud House, which is now on Facebook, which is pretty much deleted on Facebook. It's gone now. And we're pretty much now on Twitter and Instagram. And look at us now. We're having a lot of people like love the Loud House and talk about it, which is amazing. And, we have a lot of fans, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm very blessed to be part of the Loud House community, primarily on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, because I've had the pleasure of meeting many great people online, many great friends in the fandom. So I just want to say much love to y'all, much shout out to y'all, Loud Crown and Casa Grew. God bless you guys.
Most definitely. And yeah, I mean, we're still running this fan page for who knows how long. I mean, unless the show ends. Hopefully not. It'll be the next SpongeBob, but in a better sense.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna end it anytime soon. Like, at least not for a few years.
Probably not. Yeah, I would say, like, who knows. But let's not talk about the end right now.
Let's not dwell about that.
Now, let's dwell on that right now. All right, let's move on to another question here. So, what is your expectation for the movie? What surprises do you want to see?
Honestly, I'm expecting. Now, we're talking about the Netflix movie, okay? We're not talking about that other one. Now, as for the Netflix movie, I'm expecting this to be just as good as the series itself, honestly. I feel that this movie does have potential to work not just within the show, but also on its own. It could be a fun movie. It could be like a, fun, silly cartoon movie, which is to be expected from Loud House. Loud House is fun, it's silly, but at the same time, it's very heartwarming. So, like, while I'm not expecting it to be the best or the most grand of animated movies that I'm going to see in 2021, I'm expecting it to be at least a fun time. The surprises I want to see are, of course, I want to see Ronnie Ann play a huge role in the movie. I want to see her as the Queen of Scotland. Okay, if Lincoln Loud's going to be the King of Scotland, you got to make Ronnie Ann the Queen. Hail to the Queen.
Look, we're Loud House fans. I'm gonna be very, very excited for this movie. I don't know. It's going to be a 90-minute long movie, and it's going to be fun. I heard it's going to be a musical, which I'm shaky about. I was thinking it's just going to be a straight up, like, very funny movie. But if you're saying it's going to be a musical, it's going to be like there better be some good songs. I would imagine it being good, considering Lincoln has a really good voice. Ronnie Ann could be a good singer too. Maybe she could be singing her love song to Lincoln. I do want to see a Ronnie moment hopefully happen in this episode, considering that Ronnie Ann is going to be in this episode. It makes sense for Bobby and Lori to have like a connection here. I do hope. I mean, there's going to be a lot of shenanigans that are be happening for the Loud family. I would imagine Luann being a little jester, being a joker around the whole, probably like teasing other jokers. Lenny's going to be fashionable. She would probably be like giving up fancy dresses for all the maids and the gentlemen that are going to be serving that castle. I also imagine Luna becoming like the singer, or something very big in Scotland. Like, look, she's gonna be a rock star over there. So she's probably gonna be with potential rock stars in Scotland. Who knows? She could be the next Scotland rock star.
Oh yeah, you hear that, Luna?
Yeah.
He thinks you're gonna be the next Scotland rock star. Yeah, thank you, dude.
I don't know any other surprise I can say, but the thing is, like, I know it's gonna be a very silly movie. I can imagine like it being like, oh, you're the King of Scotland. Then probably like the last 10 minutes, you're not the King of Scotland. Get out of my castle.
Oh God,
that's what I'm predicting that could happen. And then they go back to Royal Woods and then everything will happen ever after. But there's gonna be things that will happen. Maybe, like I said, hopefully a Rodican moment happens, and hopefully the relationship actually does get stronger, especially when we go to like season 3 and 6 of the Loud House and the Casa Grande and the Loud House, respectively.
Yeah, honestly, I definitely agree. I cannot wait for this movie, man.
I definitely can't wait. I mean, it is coming out next month. Next month, by the way. Holy crap!
Oh yeah.
We need to hopefully see more like trailers or more like video clips, and that's what.
Oh, right. Do they by I can by how Peter we here quiet Lincoln mm, Genius Lincoln Lenny anything Lenny again Luna mm, Rena Genius Lenny again Lincoln quiet by Dwan Lincoln again Gina Lenny Kanye Jordan after Brian Jordan on Nickelodeon Gina. Okay. Indian feature in Indian Indian acting Brian Lincoln Happy New Year right back.
New Year's, loud crowd! My New Year's resolution is to be the best brother I can be. How about yours? Happy New Year's, loud crowd! My New Year's resolution is to be the best brother I can be. How about yours? Happy New Year's, loud crowd!
It's showtime.
2023 is bursting with brand new episodes on Nick.
Cowabunga!
That English?
So make your resolutions.
I'm trying to get the trash talk out of my system. You call that a robot, Lisa? Does that thing even shoot lasers? Ow!
Enjoy your time off.
I'm officially on vacation.
What do you want, a medal?
And let the countdown begin.
You have 1 hour. That is the ticking clock. Look at it tick.
It's a brand new Really Loud House and Fairly Odd Parents Fairly Odder. Thursday, January 5th.
It's gonna be
Perfect.
Only on Nick.
All right. Anything Kid Toy one nanny and Ajay Brian anything happy birthday anything podcast and anything dying and anything happy birthday anything on the Okay, go tie me up in London in evening and evening. Go done wrap me up and evening. Right back.
Tough on bullies. So that just tells me that he's a great like leader, and it just tells me like how much Lincoln has grown and what we've seen before. So now I guess two actually for my favorite episodes for the Casa Grande is actually have two favorite episodes. One of them, I don't think anybody actually knew that this was actually one of my favorites, but I like Guilt Trip. That one definitely was one of my favorites. I mean, like, look, Ronnie Ann and Bobby having their episode together. We never seen an episode like them actually interact with each other, but they both had a goal to give their mother like a trip around the world, to say the least, because we get to see Maria's backstory where she loves to travel, but because of how busy she is, she can't be able to travel. And I just love the dedication that Ronnie Ann and Bobby did in this episode, where they wanted to like give their mom like a trip out, to say the least. And it was such heartwarming, especially in the end. It's like, oh, okay, now those two are this is amazing. But yeah, I mean, the Santiagos playing together, which I thought was a great bonding moment, especially with his family. And of course, they have a brand new fridge that also talks in text letters. Yeah,
Bring back the fridge. Bring back the fridge.
Now, I also do have one more episode that I do love from this year that came out like a couple of months ago, but that's Emergency. I really do love this episode. I know it's a Sid-focused episode, but Sid definitely did shine in this episode. She's like trying her best. She wanted to become like helpful with the family, knowing that they have a big situation. And I love how the fact in the end, Sid was the one that's supposed to like take care of everything. And, it was all about Sid. Like, yes, I can't believe we actually have an episode where Sid actually, was focused in this. Like, it's all her fault. It's all her problems. It's all her things. And I'm just so happy that she, is interacted more in this episode. So I'm happy. I'm just very happy that this is cool. And Sid gets her own Sid-focused episode, and I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I really love those episodes too. I would say those episodes are quite up there for me as well.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I would say, no doubt about it, 2021. Would you say this episodes of Loud House and Casa Grandes?
Yes, I would definitely say so myself. I 2021, like Loud House and Casa Grande still continues to nail their episodes, especially this year, where we get more of what we were, demanding, more of what we were, asking them for. Like, we were asking for a Sid episode nonstop, and lo and behold, we got not one Sid focused episode, but rather two. The second one being Prankiversary.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I don't know what the Casa Grandes are doing, but they're really focusing on having the secondary characters have their episodes. Look, do the fruit shake. You have what else? Bring up more episodes.
Babysitter. Babysitter is one of the funniest episodes I've seen. I love this episode so much.
And it was mostly focused on Par, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh no, Never Friendly Story was
Carlotta and Bobby.
Yeah, I would say Never Friendly Story was more focused on Par there, because it just tells you how crazy he could be, extreme wise and all that.
Yeah, it was more like featured Par, but not starring Par, like Never Friendly Story was.
Right. All right, so here's another question that talks about episodes. So what are your favorite episodes for both shows overall?
Now, of course, The Loud House is Roadie to Nowhere, because I related to this episode on a deep level. And not only that, it's also an episode in which I relate to my favorite character of the series. And I would argue that, honestly, Roadie to Nowhere, like pretty much, it really boggles my mind how it's so overlooked. I feel that it needs more. It should get more attention because it really deserves much more attention. Because I'm going to be honest, Road to Nowhere is honestly one of the most real Loud House episodes out there. Like, it definitely does tackle a real subject that is pretty much criticism of your dream coming true. Like, what if your dream, what if your goal that you set out to pursue doesn't really come to fruition? So you have to find like an alternate option. I really do like that this episode tackles this because this is something that not just rock stars, but aspiring actors like myself, artists of all kinds, like pretty much anyone that works in the music and art field can relate to. And I just adore this episode for that. And also, in terms of the Casa Grandes episodes, my favorite episode of the Casa Grandes ever is actually Croaked. Because what I love about Croaked is that it features a holiday that doesn't really get featured a whole lot in cartoon episodes in general. Because with cartoon episodes in general, we usually get Thanksgiving episodes, Halloween episodes, Christmas episodes. We even get Easter episodes. But we rarely get focused on like Dia de los Muertos episodes, the Day of the Dead episodes. So I really do like how not only does it finally give Day of the Dead recognition, but it also tackles a serious matter and treats it with such high respect, because of course you see Adelaide pretty much trying to cope with her pet frog, passed away, and of course it's really hard for her because it's a pet that she loved so dearly. And so I like how the episode doesn't really sugarcoat the message of the Day of the Dead, which is like celebrating the dead in a sense, where pretty much you look back on the memories and you pretty much remember them forever. I just love how it doesn't show, but at the same time, the way they present it in this episode just feels so comforting to me. And so an important lesson is being learned, in which while you can't really bring back the dead, you can pretty much reminisce them, like remember them, keep them in your memory, and that's how you have fun with them.
Yeah. I really do love the lesson that happens in Croaked, and no doubt about it. For your favorite Loud House episode, that kind of is more like Lori. Sorry, that's kind of more like Luna, but it also does resemble. It also does resemble like an artist, like trying to figure out what their future is going to be, which I thought was the important part in that episode. How many episodes we had to look through and figure out which is our favorites. I had a tough time actually figuring it out, but I did reason with one of them, and definitely this one was my favorite. Is Headphones Anxiety. I loved it. I mean, first off, we see a sister interaction that you never expect before. You never see Luann interact with Lucy at all, and it also is towards their goal, and it was just great. I do love how this episode is. From the build-up where Luann had a dream, and then Lucy tried to steal that dream, and Luann gets hella pissed. And then, this is Luann being jealous. Luann didn't like it. And of course, Lucy gave up because that was Luann's goal. And then, Luann had to stick it up and say that, hey, you know what, Lucy, this is going to be your goal. I don't want to be jealous for you. And then Lucy turns out to be the youngest person to perform in that arena. And to say the least, it was just heartwarming the way that it all got set up. I'm like, oh God, Lucy's just like warms my heart. Oh my God, Luann is amazing. I think that, like I said, Luann's best episode definitely was in this one, and it was all good. It was all really good for her.
Yes, I really love that episode too. Hey is definitely one of my top 10 favorite Loud House episodes. It's also one of my top 3 favorite season 3 episodes. And also what I liked, technically Lucy didn't try to steal Luann's dream, but she somehow accidentally doing it. She really didn't want to take that dream away from her.
Yeah, so, I know. Yeah, I know that. But still, though, I mean, like the way that it all got set up, it just feels like it's something good. No doubt about it. One of my favorite episodes of The Loud House. But I also do want to also put up a point about this episode. Some of you hate it. Some of you hate it, but the thing is that I actually did enjoy it just because we're actually in a way where we're going upwards and everybody's going up. I do love Schooled. I actually do like it. It just was good.
I love it too.
Yeah, everybody kind of
I
hates
like
it.
it
I don't know
too.
why. I don't know why. I love it just because everyone is growing up. Lincoln is going up to junior high, and he's turned out to be a fun time there. Obviously, having some trouble going to Canada. Lori going to college, and now we're having episodes of Lori going to college. Hopefully, we get more episodes of Lori going to college, and then we have Lily going to preschool, which happened too. So everyone's growing up. This whole setup of a 1 hour episode was just amazing, and it just tells you that they're going to be continuing on with the Loud House and they're going to continue growing up and stuff. And I think the way that things are portrayed here in this episode kind of tells me that we really are going in a good pace for the Loud House to continue on going.
Yeah, honestly, I really don't get the hate for school that it's gotten, honestly. Like now, for the most part, it's been positive reception, but then there's been a bit of negative reception here and there, and I just don't get it.
Mhm.
It's a really solid episode.
It's a really good episode, like one of my favorites. Okay, so probably everyone's gonna hate me now for that.
No, it's
Now-
a really solid episode. I agree with you there.
Now, if we're gonna talk about the Casa Grandes, one episode definitely was my favorite. I'm kind of wondering why Omi didn't pick this one as his favorite Casa Grandes episode. The horoscope. Are you not a fan of what happened in that episode? Oh my god!
I really like that episode too. Don't get me wrong. Like I really like that episode.
It was an
too.
emotional roller coaster. Okay, you were thinking Lincoln was gonna confess to Ronnie Ann the whole damn time.
Like I gotta say, like, while it's not my number one favorite, I gotta say that too is a really solid episode. That's a really good pick.
Definitely, like at the moment, my number one episode of the Casa Grandes, just because it's like I never expect the episode to be so like crunching in your heart. It's like, okay, we really are going to see Ronnie Kid happen.
Yeah,
I was like, I was reading the whole damn time saying like, Ronnie Kid, oh my god, it's gonna happen. He's literally he's literally kneeling down in one leg. He literally has a box with a ring. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I really liked all these, like twists and turns, coincidences, like just when you think it's gonna go in one direction, it goes to a different direction. I really liked how the episode constantly did this, like throughout the episode, like from begin to end.
I know, and it was so great to see. Oh, I don't know. Like, obviously, they want to put Ronikin as the end game, but I didn't expect it to be so close right now. Like, only a few episodes in to the Casa Grandes, and I'm like, okay, we're really gonna go there, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
The episode.
It was,
Also,
like I said,
George
an emotional roller coaster.
Also, George Lopez as Ernesto. George Lopez as Ernesto was, very nice, very amazing. Just, mucho bueno, mucho bueno.
He did a good job as Ernesto. Now, speaking of Ernesto, he also does appear in Curse, which is also another favorite Casa Grandes episode of mine.
Curse, I'm gonna say, like with Curse, it's gonna be like a good but not great episode.
Yeah, there should be more focus on the Laos, which it makes it a good crossover. But I thought this was kind of adventurous for the Casa Grandes to come back to the Laos. This is a much better version of the Loudest Thanksgiving, for example, compared to what it was.
I think one thing that just sort of boggled my mind was that Lori sort of treated Bobby with such cold reception. I don't know. It's like just the fact that she doesn't offer to sleep with him in Lori's bed, your boyfriend, girlfriend. Hello.
Yeah, I gotta say this though. I mean, like it was just good to have both families actually work it together. And of course, it is a horrible time to actually have them be in the Loud House. They can't fit a big family in another big family, which is a lesson in this.
That's true. I mean, what are you gonna do with 24 or 26 people in one house, right?
Exactly, which is not gonna happen. It's gonna be impossible and stuff. I still said Curse is my favorite Casa Grande, one of my favorite Casa Grandes episodes. I still like Horoscope, so all right, so okay, that's a lot to talk about for episodes. That's why we had this like big block of us talking about episodes.
Yeah, so get used to a whole lot of talking here. Get used to a whole lot of loud Casa talking, guys.
We're here for another hour, so let's move on to another question here. What are your favorite moments in La Casa Talks?
It's hard to really choose only one favorite moment because there actually have been several in which I was telling hey, this is the most fun I've had doing a Loud Casa Talks episode. Or, this is one of my favorites for sure. One of my absolute favorites. I would say the several that come to mind are, number one, when we were talking about the Loud House movie after we saw the teaser poster for the movie, we were talking nonstop. Like, oh my gosh, about what's going to happen in this movie. Are there possibilities? Oh, there are many possibilities. It's like all that stuff. Number 2, me gushing over Saluna nonstop. Like, oh my God, me gushing over Saluna nonstop. Like, those are my proud moments, and I'll never apologize for them. Number 3, when we were pointing out all the continuity errors of the show in an episode about continuity, along with a certain continuity expert that we know. Shout out to you, Sonny.
I gotta say, like, we have a lot of great moments. Actually, we did have a special guest, Animated Antic. If you know him on Twitter, he really reviews a lot of like animated movies. And we're glad to have him on our Loud Council Talks podcast. We interviewed him, and we talked about how Nickelodeon is. And, you know, lo and behold, he did have a lot of things to talk about, which I thought was a really good episode, especially for a season 1 finale. So, you know, if we had some big guests to come back, that'd be awesome to do. But we'll have to like get our connections working and see if we can make another person come by. What other ones can we bring up? I would say Kings of the Con episode. I think that was one of my favorites because it talks about a certain different aspect of what Kings of the Con is. And, you know, me and Omid are huge convention people. So to say the least, we just looked at Kings of the Con as an aspect of like how con life was, how the con was supposed to run instead of like what the big story of Lincoln and Clyde was. So I thought it was cool, like me and you and me talking about conventions and like, oh, we love anime, oh, we loved AX, etc., etc. Like what we do at cons. Oh, you spent a lot of money here. Oh, you spent a lot of your money in your hotel. Oh, you went to a party at your hotel, that kind of thing.
Yeah, all that sort of things.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the continuity episode I thought was also really fun, considering that we actually had a lot to think about, especially there's too many continuity errors that happen.
Exactly. Yeah, it was definitely one of the most, fun moments ever. Like, I'm glad that, we had we come to a mutual choice with that. Once again, shout out to you, Sonny. This continuity episode wouldn't have been the same without you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot out there. I mean, we have 2 seasons in for the Loud Castle Talk. So if you guys want to listen to like all of our season 1s, it's all on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm not going to say that again. All right. Next question. Which Loud sister do you think may have a strong connection, like a sisterly bond, with Ronnie Ann the most?
Now, we all know that it's Lori, and not just because she's her brother's girlfriend, and not because she shared the most screen time with Ronnie Ann out of all of Lincoln's sisters, but because, in a way, I do see her legit becoming a second big sister to Ronnie Ann. The first big sister is her cousin Carlota, of course. But other than Lori, I'd have to say Lynn, because they're both tough, they're both tomboyish, they both love extreme sports, and, with Ronnie Ann, it's skateboarding. With Lynn, it's roller derbying and pretty much everything else. I would imagine Ronnie Ann and Lynn having a race between skateboarding Ronnie Ann and roller derbying, roller skating Lynn. I actually want to see that happen. I want to see like this sort of friendly rivalry relationship that they have with each other.
That one episode, April Fool's Rules, I kind of feel like Luann could be a good sister to Ronnie Ann. I mean, look at Prankiversary, for example. I can totally see Ronnie Ann and Luann actually like teaming up together and put pranks on Lincoln.
Yeah.
But it's not the strongest sisterly bond. I feel like it would be Lori. I mean, like, obviously, because, Lori's a girlfriend to Bobby. And of course, those two are probably going to interact with each other more. So I would definitely say Lori Loud would definitely be the most strongest connection Loud sister to have a sisterly bond with Ronnie Ann. No doubt about it.
Yeah, same here. I believe so. Like, once again, we come to a mutual agreement that Lori has the strongest bond with Ronnie Ann. But then, like, in terms of second, that's where we differ.
All right. Now, I do have one more Twitter question here, and this actually came in like really late, so I'll go ahead and just ask it here. What's a Loud House episode you can go watch a lot just because you enjoy it so much?
Well, honestly, like I said before, I'm going to have to say maybe Sitter, because no, wait, Loud House episode. No, that's Casa Grande's episode. We're talking about Loud House episode. What am I doing?
You can do both.
Okay, now in terms of Loud Casa overall, I'm gonna have to say Maybe Sitter is definitely one of them. Like I said, it's one of the funniest episodes I've seen. Every joke just, hits. Every joke just lands. And, I love the competition between Carlota and Bobby. Like, that's one of those episodes I would just watch over and over again, never get tired of it. And also, Cover Girls, I really love also because it's pretty much the Louds disguising as, each other. It's just really fun to see how the Louds know each other so well up to a point, but they would perfectly capture and impersonate them. Also, the April Fool's episodes I really love. I know a lot of people don't, but I really love the April Fool's episodes just because of how wacky and creative they are, especially with the pranking. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch I could list.
There's a whole bunch I could list too, but like, I definitely would love. I don't know. I really do like watching Save the Date again, like all the time. Like have it in my background, just like Ronnie, Lincoln, Lori, just going like, "You monster! You made Ronnie Head cry." I mean, the whole lines and everything like that. I mean, like this is the start of Ronniekin, and I'm like, yeah, I like it. So it's just something that I would love to just continue watching over. Yeah, there's too many episodes to bring up. I mean, maybe Left in the Dark, which was the first episode of The Loud House. I mean, that's definitely one that I always love to go back and just watch. Butterfly Effect is also one I love. Just pretty much like most of the season 1 episodes. Oh, One of the Boys. I think nobody likes that. Nobody tells me about like how One of the Boys is. I think everyone says like it's like bad. But I think of the one person, I think Omid will also agree with me too, that I actually like. And, whenever it comes on, I, say, oh my God, what if it's a gender bent rule 30, like, not rule 34. What was the rule again for gender bent? I forgot.
Gender bent Louds.
We did a freaking rule 33. There you go. Where they cross genders and stuff, and I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say One of the Boys is a guilty pleasure of mine. Of course, I give the episode major credit for giving me a cosplay idea, so thank you, One of the Boys, for that.
Mm-hmm. And if you're talking about Casa Grande's episodes, I mean, I already talked about Horoscope, so yeah, Horoscope definitely one I always love to watch. I think Curse would also be, well, then again, I asked my favorite, so I'm guessing Curse would also be the other one as well. One that nobody actually likes is What's Love Got to Do with It. I think that's definitely one of my favorite episodes. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. I actually feel What's Love Got to Do with It.
that episode's okay. That I thought it was pretty cute.
Mm-hmm. Look at Cat Bobby. He's a good cat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for people on Twitter who submitted questions. We are going to go back into our chat and look at your guys' questions too. So, like I said, if you guys have questions for us that we haven't asked that hasn't been asked yet, you can put it on chat, and then we'll go through our chat at the end of the Instagram question so that we can make sure all your questions are answered. If we are in that 2-hour limit, that is. We're currently like 50 minutes away. All right, let's head over to the next question here. What flashback episodes do you want to see in the Loud House and the Casa Grandes?
Now, with the Loud House, I want to see flashback episodes of when Lincoln was the youngest of the Louds before his younger siblings were born. I actually feel that those have potential to be like, really cute prequel episodes to the Loud House. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see more of that. Have an episode, like a flashback episode where Lincoln goes through his scrapbook, and then as he's going through the scrapbook of like an album of all the memories he had when he was young, like pretty much have him like reminisce, like, I remember when when I was born, this happened, or I remember when I was 2 years old, that happened. I want to see that. I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see those. Now with the Casa Grandes, there are actually two in particular that I want to see, which is okay. Number one, Maria and Arturo's backstory. Hello, we were asking for that for many days. Were you on that, Teacher's Fret? You piece of boo-boo episode. I mean, we have always known they were divorced, but even when they were divorced, they are on good terms, thankfully. But still, I want to see a deep reason why they divorced in the first place. Because if they're really this friendly, I'm sort of wondering how they even split up. Let's see. Number 2, I actually want to see the Chang family origin story. Now, where did Sid and her family live? Where did they originally came from before moving to Great Lake City? And how did they decide to move to Great Lake City in the first place?
There's a lot of good flashback episodes. I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see more young Louds, like Lori growing up, Lenny growing up, Luna growing up, Luann, Lynn growing up. I would love to see them, have episodes like that again. I mean, it's it's cool that we saw them as teenagers, but it'd be cooler if we actually see them how they were before. Something like that. I would love to see some flashback episodes of those guys. I mean, maybe something about Lynn Sr., but then again, we have seen a lot of Lynn Sr. Lynn Sr. have his episodes. I mean, that's how he began as a chef, for example. And how about Rita and Lynn? Well, we did actually see that episode. I forgot. Rita and Lynn Sr. did meet up, and that episode. It was from Alice for Love.
Alice for Love, yeah.
It's from Alice for Love. I want to see how Harold and Howard actually met up. Wouldn't that be a good episode to actually see?
That would actually be good. I do want to see how they hooked up in the first place. I definitely up to see that.
Mm-hmm. I do want to see more focus on like how Luna actually got into rock and roll. It would be pretty cool if they actually get a flashback episode of that. Or how Lenny got into fashion, for example. Something like that. How Lori got into golf. If those kind of episodes, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we did see how Luna got into rock and roll in the first place via a flashback of the best season 1 episode ever for Bros About to Rock. But we haven't seen how Luann got into comedy in the first place. We haven't seen how Lynn got into sports in the first place. We haven't seen how Lenny got into fashion in the first place. So I do want to see episodes in which they at least have the For Bros About to Rock treatment.
Mm-hmm. And then if you're going to talk about the Casa Grandes, definitely a lot of the backstory. I mean, I want to see how Carlos and Frida ended up becoming like a married couple. Obviously, we want to get the backstory of Maria and Arturo. I mean, we have been asking her that for so long. How the heck did they get divorced and all that kind of stuff? How did Maria ended up with Bobby and Ronnie Ann, for example? So yeah, definitely those kind of flashback episodes I definitely want to see. All right, so let's move on to the next question here. Do you want to see a future Loud House spinoff for Nickelodeon and or Paramount Plus?
Yes, I do. Give us a Lori College spinoff, please. I want to see
please, please. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to. Look,
because I can actually see a
Lori's not having any freaking episode in the Loud House. I mean, you can talk about that school episode. I mean, that ghosted episode, but that was a disaster. I need more of like Lori in college. Like, there has to be some sort of like, look, you're Paramount Plus. Put it on Paramount Plus because it could be like, mild adult like. I mean, look, it's college, 18 up people. So you're expecting possibly like some sort of like Family Guy, not like as bad as Family Guy. I'm just saying like some sort of comedy like Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, Futurama, that kind of thing. Kind of aiming to the adult audience. And I'm thinking like, Loud House could probably Lori's like college adventures. Maybe that could be like a title or something for the Loud House spin-off series. I really would love to see that.
Yeah, exactly. Because let's be honest, Lori is the oldest of the siblings, so it definitely makes the most sense to give Lori Loud the adult spin-off show because Lori is technically the adult of all the Loud siblings. So why not give it to Lori? And also because it takes place at college, let's just say that in college, in the college environment, some things do get a little explicit, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So to say the least, it has to be adultish. So we have to actually have an adult audience. It has to go straight to Paramount Plus. It can't go to Nickelodeon. Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to see, Lori. Here's my situation of like how the Lori spinoff is going to be. I really want to see Lori like have situations where she has so much like college work that she has to work with, maybe has to go through an internship, this and that. It really just sucks the fact that she had to go through golf college. And I feel like she's not going anywhere. She's just pretty much playing golf. Are we really going that route? It feels bad because she's my favorite Loud. And I'm like, we're not really aiming for her to go to golf college. Although what I'm kind of thinking about, like in the future Loud what the future is going to be for the Loud House. I'm feeling like Lori will probably like transfer colleges, may go to a college where Bobby is, and that will probably where the spinoff will happen. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know why she decided to make golf her, her career to pursue, because at the end of the day, golf is just a sport. Don't get me wrong. It's always good to follow your dreams and stuff like that, but at the same time, you just got to be realistic. And if I know Lori, she's one of the more realistic thinking sort of characters in the Loud House. So I would say that her pursuing to become like a manager of a restaurant, like Lynn's Table, for example, would be much more the way to go for Lori.
Most definitely. And do you thinking of like other Loud siblings that could also get a spinoff, or any Casagrandes characters that might get a spinoff?
I gotta say, in terms of Casagrandes, I actually want to see a Sid spinoff in which it stars Sid, her family, and her extended family. I kind of want to see.
Really? I don't know if I can see that happen.
No, but I kind of want to see it have sort of a spin-offception in a sense. We got spin-off within a spin-off.
I mean, possible, but I cannot see Sid actually having a spin-off. We'll see. That would be pretty interesting unless the Casagrandes really go up to like season 5 and start making spin-offs themselves. All right.
It's like make it a Loud Casa, like pretty much Loud Casa extended universe.
Oh yeah. All right. So next to go through our next question here. Do you want to see the Casagrandes movie happen in the future?
Yes, I do. They have the potential.
Do you know how it could actually work? Maybe like some sort of adventure where they go to like Mexico, for example?
I was just about to say, make a Casagrandes movie in which they actually legit go to Mexico, because there's a lot of possibilities with them ending up in Mexico, where you got Carl trying to pretty much be a DJ for a club in Mexico. You got Hector trying to pursue a music career in Mexico. You got Carlota trying to meet all these Mexican celebrities and all that stuff. You got Rosa meeting her own family. Pretty much a lot of possibilities could happen.
I definitely will love to see it, but I will not expect it till the end of season 3. So probably by then they'll probably be thinking about having a Casagrandes movie, which will probably be like only on Disney Plus. Only on Paramount Plus. And I would imagine them being on a wild adventure like what the Louds did when they went to Scotland. So maybe they were going to a Mayan temple. Maybe they might have some weird adventures over in Mexico. Or maybe Ronnie Yang could be a queen of Mexico. Let's see. I don't know. It could be pretty much something like that. I do want to see if they can possibly get most of the Casagrandes like secondary characters there too, because we get to see Ronnie Ann and Bobby going to be in the Loud House's movie. So I would imagine Lincoln and Lori possibly more Louds to actually be in the Casagrandes movie that's going to happen. But like I said, I would not imagine it happening until the end of season 3. So yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long while. It hasn't even been announced yet. So honestly, I'm just like, hold your horses, guys. We already got a Loud House movie, okay? Let's just let's just be happy with what we got.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So next question here. What do you want to see in the 3rd season of the Casagrandes?
Honestly, I want to see more Sid episodes, more Carlade episodes. Seriously, what's up with the Carl and Sergio? I don't see the chemistry at all. I don't see the chemistry between Carl and Sergio at all. Of course, I want to see more episodes with more secondary characters. Like, have them have their own focused episode and have them play much more of a role, because I think like the only supporting character besides the Casagrandes and the Changs that we prominently see is Vito, and that's pretty much it. Like, we want to see more Bruno. We want to see more Mr. Wong. We want to see more Miss Galliano. We want to see more Becky. We want to see more all of them. And pretty much we want to see the secondary Casagrande characters like Stanley, like you just mentioned, Becca, Adelaide, Vito, all the characters I just mentioned before have their own focused episodes. So that's what I want to see from 3rd season of Casagrandes. Just give more supporting Casagrandes characters more screen time, more development.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely say that, considering that the secondary characters are actually having their own episodes. I mean, Sid having her own episode twice, I think. What was it? Maybell actually did have an episode, which I didn't expect. So I would say, like, why not have Mr. Nakamura have an episode? Why not have Georgia have an episode, or Miranda have an episode? Those secondary characters would definitely be a big focus, especially in the third season. Obviously, we want to talk about like more with the Casagrandes, especially the backstory we're talking about with Maria and Arturo. Maybe some more backstories where we get to see like maybe how Rosa and Hector became married and stuff like that. Maybe definitely more episodes where we focus more on like characters that need more character development, like Carlota, CJ. No more Carl episodes, please. And hopefully we just get that Carl episode thing to a minimal if possible in season 3. Obviously a lot more Ronnie Ann episodes because he is the main focus of the show. Maybe more Ronnie Ann and Bobby moments as a brother and sister. That would be pretty cool. Obviously, Sid Donnie episodes. And then maybe we'll have another Sid Donniekin episode in season 3. Probably before that too. But the Sid Donniekin episodes have been great. I believe they're going to continue on in season 3.
I agree.
All right, next question. Oh, this is going to be a good one for y'all. Me and Omid actually did list down our favorites of this topic here. But there's a lot of you guys who are absolutely great fan artists. So when somebody put up this question, best loud harsh fan artist, we just pretty much just went through a list, okay? So I'll just go ahead and share you all. I'll go ahead and just share you all like the photos. Oops. So this is from Byron 1402. I think this is his latest work. This was a 4th of July with Lola and Lana, which I thought was pretty cute.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, you said he's your favorite. Why?
Now I really love Byron so much because like he really does really make really great fan art. He makes great. Well, actually, he's not the only one that's my favorite. There's actually a list of fan artists that I can name at the top of my head. Like Ruhiso Art, The Fresh Knight, Sunny Eclipse.
I know we're gonna go through all of them, by the way. So let's just go through it. I just want to see why Byron.
Okay, like now Byron, of course, like many other fan artists, he has his own style. Like he has his own style of making Loud House fan art, and he manages to capture especially the landscapes as we've seen here, like captured it beautifully.
I would say it's isn't bad. I mean, I've seen better, but the thing is that he's still really committed, and we're showcasing your art because you're one of our favorites. So awesome work on this Lola and Lana 4th of July piece that you recently made. So yeah, just a heads up, I'm just going through the recently made pieces, by the way. What was our next artist? Oh, Fresh Knight. He made this Ronnie Ann piece actually, which I thought was pretty cute. And yes, FYI, like Fresh loves Lin. We've seen a lot of Lin Loud Jr. like fan art, and of course, I love the fact that he also does draw other Loud House fan arts as well. Especially this one. This is pretty cool, like Ronnie Ann as a cowboy.
Yeah, what I love about Fresh Knight is that he manages to capture, especially the ones with the single characters. Like my favorites are honestly his single character fan art, in which he's just like one character posing. And I notice how he does a lot of that, especially with like his favorites, like not just Lin, but also his other favorites, like other that are not Loud House of Casagrandes, like Pacifica, Amity, and Luz.
Dude,
like those are his favorites.
Dude, all of the Amphibia fan arts. And by the way, like Fresh's art is really good, considering like he like loves the style of like the 80s or 70s, and he even puts it up in the Loud House and the Casagrandes and Amphibia, the Owl House, which I thought was like a pretty cool, awesome like fan art style that he does.
Yeah, definitely. Like he really does manage to make the 80s like look so crisp and look so clear.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the props out to you, Fresh. you're highlighted in our Loud Casa Talks tonight. This was from Ratunage. She made this, I think, for Rushishu art, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. Like CC Anthony, I was about to say, he's one of my favorites also because he's such a chill dude.
year 6 of the Kids' Choice Awards voting on this channel. That's right. I'm a bit too old for this now, but since 2017, it's been the yearly tradition on this channel to vote for my favorite categories and the favorite movies and everything in the Kids' Choice Awards. You guys seem to like it. My unfiltered thoughts, unscripted, and just hearing me talk about things other than animation on this channel. So let's just jump right into it. Again, it's all my opinion, so please take it with a grain of salt. This is really not that important. I mean, they literally admit to taking other things into consideration when picking the winners. So Nickelodeon basically does everything based on money and probably a lot of commercial and political things behind the scenes. So, you can't really, this isn't really that important. It's just for fun. So let's just jump right into it. So favorite kids TV show. It's my second time recording this, by the way. So I just lost all my footage, so I have to redo all my so favorite kids TV show. So yeah, I haven't seen any of these. So yeah, again, don't get offended if I don't vote for the one you like. I'll just do like a quick spin and just do a random one. So I guess Danger Force wins this time around. Favorite family TV show. Okay, so The Flash is always on here, and Young Sheldon. I remember The Flash has been on here since I think 2018. They try to keep it on there consistently. And iCarly's obviously been here forever, being Nickelodeon property. I haven't seen either of the Marvel ones, and I know a lot of Marvel people are going to get mad at me for that, but I haven't seen those, and I hear wonderful things. But I'll probably just go with iCarly for this one because it's the one I know the most about. So I haven't seen really any of these. Favorite reality show. All right, so the only one I've seen here is America's Got Talent and Wipeout. This is actually the Canadian version of American Ninja Warrior, or whatever you guys have in the States. So it's kind of weird that they put a Canadian show on here. This used to be on YTV with like all the Canadian cartoons, and then American Idol as well. So I don't know. Did they still do American Idol? Didn't it end after Simon Cowell left or whatever? Yeah, I'll probably go with Wipeout to support my Canadian brethren. Also, America's Got Talent really fell from grace after, I guess, 2016. Favorite cartoon. All right, so everyone always says don't vote for SpongeBob on this one, and I'm not going to vote for SpongeBob. I know a lot of people in the comments are going to get mad at me, but basically the bandwagon is that SpongeBob always wins, and Nickelodeon always forces SpongeBob to win because it's their main show, and they want to keep it relevant. No one ever.
All right. Thank you for watching. Boat Kid Toy 1 2023. Boat out right now. Soon boat open and your boat and Kid Toy 123. I by how anything. Okay. Go my good. Thank you watching. Thank you video and thank you watching. In that time, I couldn't down in little bell. Little bell. In that time, I couldn't down. You know. Bye.